If you had 30 minutes to plan and 4 hours to build, what could you create? Today, we're challenging Charlie, Dom, Kent, and Aaron to build an app to help Santa tame the chaos in his workshop. And we're gonna do it live with the Sanity community here in Southern Pacific Brewing in San Francisco.
Let's go. Concerned about Charlie.
Oh! Y'all are cooked.
Why did I do that? You're just sitting here menacingly laughing. Be helpful like this guy. I think I'm done.
Welcome to the Web Dev Challenge. We've discovered Santa's workshop is in chaos, and your job is to identify the problem, and then you need to build something to fix it. And as part of your build, you need to be using Sanity. And to explain Sanity, what it is and how it works, we're going to bring up Simeon.
My name's Simeon. I am a principal educator at Sanity. The simplest way to think about Sanity is it's kind of like a headless CMS, right? So we've got a dashboard to create content, and that's the basics of what you will work with. What makes Sanity different is this thing we call the content lake. It's a real-time cloud-hosted data store that's optimized for content. So what's content? If you disable CSS and JavaScript on the page, you're left with text and images. All of that's content. None of that should be in your code base. And what makes Sanity special is that this Sanity Studio app doesn't have privileged access to any of your data. So the app that you're going to build today, or the other apps that you might build, they can also access data from the content lake, which can respond to real-time events as well. The most exciting part that you probably aren't prepared for yet is that you're going to learn a new query language today called Grok. It's very easy. I'll work you through that today. It's kind of like SQL for JSON. You'll learn Sanity, you'll learn Grok, and you'll love both, I'm sure.
You all heard Simeon. We know what we're doing. We've got a plan. Everybody's feeling confident.
Yeah.
You've got 30 minutes to plan your apps, and your time starts right now.
She brought paper. Where do I get paper? Nobody gave me any paper.
You want some paper?
I want some paper.
My name is Aaron Francis. I'm a software developer. What I'm going to build is an ELO chess ranking, but for toys. So the kids can log in and say, I like that one, and it's gonna rank them mathematically perfectly, so I can say, that's the one you want. I'll be using the language of our fathers and their fathers before them, which is PHP. And so I'll be using that, feel very confident with that, but the front end is gonna be tough. Concerned about Charlie. Charlie's just like quietly confident and it freaks me out. Camaraderie, thank you.
If you want more.
No, it's okay. I'll work with this little scrap of paper.
Hi, my name is Charlie Gerard. I'm a senior research engineer, and on this side I like to build creative prototypes. I'm planning on building an app that takes a picture of a handwritten letter and then feeds it into an AI to extract the name and the present of the child. I also want to do some kind of like 3D and hand gesture stuff at the end. So I think it's just going to be a lot. I think it's, having the time to do it always,
It seems like you might have logged in with a different studio. Oh, okay, so you need to run Sanity init. So did you see that in the README?
No. No, I didn't read the README.
Did you not read the documentation?
Let's imagine I'm doing like a toy rating system.
Mm-hmm.
Where should I store the ratings? Like, so when somebody says, I want this one, not that one, should that go back into Sanity, or do I put that in a local database?
No, so you can write that as a patch back to that Sanity document.
Even if it's not just like an increment field, even if it's a new record, like every vote is a new record.
Oh,
what I want.
Well, if you want to,
That's what I want.
Yeah, okay, absolutely. Well, so you could do that. Every vote is a new document, and you could set that, and you give it a reference. So you can bind two documents together with references, and you can say that this vote references that toy, and then you'd be able to count what are the number of vote references against this toy, and that's a Grok query that you'll be able to write.
Okay. I don't know what Grok is, but we'll get there.
You're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Hey, Simeon. Looks like people need access to the studio.
That's because you didn't read the README.
Wait.
I am not alone.
No, we can't say that when the README is on my screen.
Opening it and reading it are different things.
No. Look. Whoa. Let's take several steps back before we start pointing any fingers.
My name is Domitrius Clark. I had talked to Santa personally, and he told me, dude, I do not know how I'm going to find out who is naughty and who is nuts. how do the kids do it these days? Well, they do it with cards and they swipe back and forth. So I'm gonna take that idea and I'm gonna make it easy for Santa to swipe and figure out who's naughty or nice so that they have a list at the end and it's easy to give out presents. In this instance, I've got Sanity, which handles a lot of the data. I don't have to pull in multiple tools for that. I think that would usually be the part that trips you up. It's just gonna be like delivering a really fun UI, which I think is going to be the hardest but most productive part of what I do.
Hey,
All I want to do is
hey, Simeon, I followed the README and it worked just fine. Just wanted to let
Do
you
you need
know.
a few more takes of that? Or?
Did we get all the angles on that?
All right, you're about halfway through your planning time. How's everybody feeling?
You tell me.
That's honestly, that's about as far as I usually get on a plan as well.
What am I supposed to do with this? This is nothing.
I think I've got my idea. I just needed a backstory for why this app needs to exist, and it came up with a great one for
I
me.
love it.
Did you change your idea, Kent?
No, it's pretty much the same.
What's your idea?
I'm not telling you. You should be able to discern it. Don't stand up and try to exert dominance over the rest of us, okay? I know what you're doing.
My name is Kent C. Dodds, and I'm a web developer. I teach people how to build excellent web experiences. There's chaos in Santa's workshop because they don't know what toys are going into what boxes. So I'm going to build an app that you can print a QR code and paste it to the box so that people know what's in what box. My biggest problem with hackathons is that I get really into the weeds. The next thing is overscoping, and I've been very intentional on not overscoping it. I have watched this show before.
That's time, y'all.
I have concerns about every one of these plans. 4 hours is always so much shorter than it sounds. I am confident they're gonna get through it. Just curious to see what that last 30 minutes looks like.
I have a little concern about all the projects because they're so ambitious, but I know that these are the most talented developers who could have assembled, so I should have full confidence they can get something really great by the end of the hackathon.
Thank you all so much for being here. How are y'all feeling over here? All right, right now we are gonna get underway. You all have had 30 minutes to plan your ideas. You've got 4 hours to build your apps, and that 4 hours starts right now.
Just letting the computer program for me here. Copying the template.
you're doing the-
Two-factor authentication, full testing framework, database, which I'm not going to use.
Wow, Kent, this sounds great.
And
What's
deployment.
it called?
This is the Epic Stack.
It's between the Epic Stack and then Laravel guy
here
over
we
here.
go.
You're
All
in
right, so
trouble.
I've already got user authentication, password
my
reset, emails,
Who's
queues,
authenticating into your
background jobs. I haven't written any code yet, but I got it all.
What stack did you choose?
We're using Astro.
Nice.
Astro and Sanity, they work beautifully together.
They do.
Little tailwind.
Just a little.
I'm tired already.
Huh?
I'm tired already.
Already? We still have 3.5 hours to go.
Yeah, well.
Oh, it's because you're reading the
Yeah, I know.
Next.js docs.
That's why I'm like, I don't want to do this.
I feel like everybody's doing a good job. Seems like it's going well.
So I'm connected. I've got data.
You've got content.
Content, sorry.
No, my apologies.
No. Everything is content, Simeon.
Well, Sanity's a platform for structured content. So
Did y'all get that? Sanity's excuse me. Sanity's a platform for structured content. Did it work? It worked! I'm totally gonna lose this competition.
Okay, perfect. So now, in your root layout file, we can put that Sanity Live component. I just put it at the end of the body tag here. So now,
yes.
if you publish a change in the studio, it should automatically update.
I'm like stressed.
I don't like any of that.
That's so cool.
It's over. It's over.
I took a picture and I'm gonna wait. It takes a second, and
Y'all are cooked. What are you working on right
Well,
now?
as you can see, I've got a white screen, but I got here from this screen.
Oh, nice.
So
okay.
we're loading in all of the toys, and the search actually does work. Once you click on print label, it takes you to this screen. Hey, look at that.
Wow, that was...
So now you should be able to scan that. It'll take you here. So I'm feeling pretty good.
It's looking great. What are you doing right now?
Yeah, so we've got some seeded data here. We are moving it over into our seed that we were given. And then I'm, just moving that. I have a couple of components created. We're doing some queries to snag out what we need, and yeah, just some absolute fun down here.
So I kind of got the basic blocks working, but I want to make the UI a little bit nicer, and I had like a bonus section that I wanted to add if I have time, and it seems like I'm gonna have time. I wanted to add maybe another route where when I'm adding a present, then I might have like a 3D present that's falling in the screen, and just doing the animation thing. So I don't know, I have time, so
Yeah,
you know.
you've got so much time. I'm blown away by how far you've gotten so fast.
So right now, so what I've done, I can show you here. I've got, I'm fetching all the data out of Sanity, but more interestingly, I am running ELO, so like the chess thing.
Okay.
So I've got all the math working. I've got all the data fetching working.
I didn't ask this earlier, but for folks like me who don't know what ELO is, it's, you said chess ranking?
So it's a way to generate a ranked list without having to rank the list yourself. So like if you go to a kid and you're like, what are your top 3 toys? They're like, I have no idea. But if you say, do you like this toy better or this toy? And you do that a bunch of times,
then
it's a head-to-head competition, and it's easy to choose, and then you end up, at the end, you end up with a ranked list.
Okay.
Hey, Simeon, is there a way to fetch 2 objects at once?
You could say type is toy and underscore ID, and then we can have then we need to give it an array, which we can give those variables to. So you could say that as array toy A and toy B, or yeah.
Can I just do that?
Probably.
We'll call it A and B.
Yeah, A and B, yeah, that's good. And then you need to pass in those params. So it's probably the second argument.
Love it.
Okay.
Did I just see WASM?
Yes. But I'm not writing. No, I'm not writing WASM.
Okay.
It's just no. There's a limit. It's just TensorFlow.js. There's a certain backend, and it's.
Oh, Tensor. Yeah, I got you.
No, I'm not that. Like wow.
Geez, you really came to make us all feel bad about ourselves today.
All right, here we go. Let's see it.
Ooh, I saw an animation. That's cool.
I dig. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I like that. Is that animation stuff all built into Laravel, or are you?
That's Vue.
Oh, that's Vue.
Yeah,
nice.
Using their transition group thing.
What we need to now do is add a projection, because all you're returning is just the raw data of that document.
Yes, which will be references to
and it
other
says a
things.
reference to an ID, and that's all it knows. So you'll need to add a projection on the end. Yes. Like that.
Is that it? Okay.
That is it. But now you're only getting toys. So if there's if there were other attributes on this document, like were you using the ID as a key?
Yes.
Yeah, then you probably want to add that on the line above toys.
So it'd be ID?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So then I come over here to these toys and I map, there it is. Yep. There's my name.
That's it.
Beautiful. Oh, that's so sick.
Hey Charlie, how are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, I feel like I'm at the point where, because there's an hour left, I'm just adding things that I actually don't want to add at the beginning, but it's going all right.
Hey Aaron, what are you working on right now?
Web dev challenge.
Okay.
Yeah, is that?
Tell me that.
Is that not right? What specifically? What specifically? Yeah. Okay, so here's what we have. I have the toys loading on the screen, and you can vote for which one you want between the 2 of them, and then the actual rankings update on the right. And I also did a little UI.
I like that. The red and green stripes.
A little design.
Yeah. It's
I'm
beautiful.
a designer, I guess.
I think this is your next arc.
I've kind of pivoted my idea just a little bit, but I want to expand now that I have some time. So now we're going to put together boxes for kids, and those boxes will have multiple toys. You can put in the ID of a toy and add it to their box, and that works just fine. When somebody goes in to enter this, they're not going to just know the IDs off the top of their head. And so we're going to have a combo box right here, so it'll autocomplete the different toys that are available.
Excellent.
So yeah, using ShatCN to make that happen.
Tell me, what are you working on right now?
So we have gotten the app's functionality completely working to where we wanted it to.
Awesome.
Now we're working on some like mutation stretch goals to keep Sanity up to date as we do the actions. I'm feeling great. Now it's just going to be like, how do I add things to make it look cooler so that when people see their apps, they think, wow, those are really technically sound, but that guy's app really put in the paint effort.
Are you storing those ranks locally?
No.
So you're sending that mutation to Sanity and getting that data
I'm sending
back?
the score to Sanity and then getting it back, and then I do the sorting locally.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Your
You could have that
mutation is
pre-ordered.
very fast.
Yeah, that's why
Are
I'm
you
asking.
doing optimistic UI?
You better believe it.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is-
PHP Dodds
so it
got
is
some new
local.
tricks.
Yeah, I was just about to add optimistic UI. I better add it now.
No, you can't. You can't.
I mean, you could play with some UI stuff.
I don't know if I can.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
That's the problem. I think I have reached the terminus of my skills on the front end here.
Can I introduce you to the size class in Tailwind? Try size 32. It'll set width and height.
I love that.
Hey?
Where's your help at? You're just sitting here menacingly laughing behind me, judging me, laughing menacingly, laughing with menace. Why are you doing all these things? Be helpful like this guy.
I should stop.
What's funny is I'm actually using a database in mine.
You are?
Yeah, that's the caches in a SQLite database.
I'm not even
So
using a database.
That's hilarious to me.
Database guy is using no database and doing optimistic UI. Optimistic UI guy is doing no optimistic UI and using a database.
All right, y'all. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes left.
We don't even need it. I don't need it. Did everybody hear that?
What about you, Kent?
I finished like in the first half hour, and now I'm just adding features.
When the timer goes off, that's when I'm done.
Yes.
Not 30 seconds ago, Kent was like, man, I messed up by adding caching. Oh boy.
I think I fixed
Shouldn't
that.
have done that.
I think I'm done.
3, 2, 1.
If this looks like fun and you want to get in on the action, we've got a hackathon going right now. Head to this URL here, get the rules, build an app, and submit it by the deadline. I'll see you there.
Okay, we are going to get rolling with the demos.
You go first.
The problem with kids is they don't know what they want. And so here's what we've done. The children yearn for mathematical accuracy. And so what I've done here is I've taken the data set from Sanity. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put two toys head to head, and then you just simply, as the child, which one you like most. And you do that enough times, and you end up with a perfectly ranked list. You'll see on the right side, that 1410, this part over here, that's just the score. And so you put two things head to head, and we're gonna just do a little bit of voting here, and you'll see the list start to sort itself out. And we finally are starting to arrive on things that I actually want. Robot is at the top. So this is a little bit of a chess ELO rating system. So you put the two next to each other, they each have a score, you put them head to head, the winner gets some points, the loser loses some points, and you end up with a perfect list. I used Laravel on the back end, Vue.js on the front end, and Inertia.js in the middle. So this is the route, it's just root, and then you go to vote. So we have this grok query here where we're pulling out all of the stuff and then passing it into the view. Now, you may notice that this is pretty darn snappy. And that's because we're doing something called optimistic UI, which as a backend developer, I learned about last week. And so I've implemented it here in the following way. In the vote controller, thanks to Laravel, we have this defer function. And so what we do here is we say, All right, let's calculate the real scores, but let's do it after we send the response back. So we're gonna take it out of the request response lifecycle, put it in the background so that everything feels super duper fast. We're gonna calculate an optimistic score. So the front end sends us the scores and we're like, yeah, we'll use those for now. And then we return those immediately to the front end so that it looks like it was super duper fast. And then in the background, we're calculating based on the real scores from our source of truth. So nobody can sneak some scores in. You know how kids are. We patch the documents in one request, and then we broadcast an event to the front end. So all of this is happening after the response has been sent back. We broadcast an event that goes out to the front end, and then the front end says, aha, now I'm going to update. So on the main channel, when the ratings.updated event comes out, we just pass it into the update function, and that updates the scores for real. It turns out it's also a really good way, if you've just met some new friends, and some of them are picky eaters, you can decide amongst your new friends who is the pickiest eater. And while it is hard to rank our friends, when you put them head to head, it makes it a lot easier. So here, this one's obvious, Kent. This one's also obvious, me. And so you just keep going. So we're gonna say Charlie is more picky, I think it's me, okay, here we go. And there we go, now we have a perfectly sorted list. Oh, Charlie just went ahead. Perfectly sorted list of your new friends on who is the most picky eater, thanks to the ELO rating and Sanity and a little bit of Laravel and a little bit of Vue and a little bit of inertia and some optimistic UI. Thank you very much.
I loved that Aaron put together some really great looking optimistic UI client-side stuff.
Whenever Kent says you did a good job on the front end, you take that and you keep it deep inside.
This is Santa Codes, and this is where Santa goes to get an idea of what he has in inventory. We can take a look at the different toys. We can do a search, and that filters down, and now we've got our basketball hoop, and then we can even print a label so Santa's elves can put that on the box where they're putting all the stuff in. And so yeah, once you scan that, you'll end up on this page. And so this just makes it easier for Santa's elves to keep things organized in the warehouse. And that was my whole app. And then I realized, you know what, I've got like 2.5 hours left. So let's go and do things a little bit more interesting. And we're gonna get into the children, and they're each gonna get their own box. And I have this filtered down to only the nice kids. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into Ava Miller. Here we're gonna create a box for her. And now we can filter through these toys. So we'll go dollhouse, add that item, and then she probably wants a basketball hoop and all of this stuff. Once the elves have added the different things to Ava's box, then they can print this label and stick it on the box, and now it's really easy for the elves to get the right box into Santa's sleigh at the right time. So that is awesome, that's exciting. Let's take a look at some of the pieces of code in here. So when we add an item to the box, we're using Sanity's write client. We can also have the remove functionality, and then of course, just reading stuff. So here's that Grok magic, and what's really cool about this, I used Sanity's type gen support. And so I'm generating these types. Anytime I change any of the queries or anything, I run the type gen. And now what I get back from these queries is going to be all type safe and beautiful and awesome. It's really, really quite nice. So here, let's take a look at the, get box for child query result. And so yeah, type safe, forward and backward, awesome. So as far as the UI piece is concerned, so here's the optimistic UI piece. We have our loaders coming from the back end, so all of the Sanity interactions are happening on the server, and then that shows up with data on the front end. And then as the user is making changes, or I should say as the elf is making changes, we're going to optimistically take these box toys that are based on what the actual data is, and we're going to just change them. So if we are currently removing an item, we're going to remove that from the optimistic box toys. If we're adding one, then we're going to add a kind of a fake one so it can hang out for a second until everything resolves, and then it's exactly what it should be. There you go. That is Santa Codes. Thank you.
I finished, and the user experiences were good, so I feel good about it.
My buddy Santa, he hit me up, called me direct line, as he does, and he told me I don't want to do any more work. I've given the elves most of my work already. I still have to look through the list of kids. So I said, dude, I got you. I'll hook you up with a new app that lets you decide. Are these kids naughty or nice? So first we've got Abigail Baker. Her recent deed was she made a get well card for a sick friend. What do we think? Nice. Okay. This one didn't help with chores, but they did help bake cookies for the bake sale.
Sounds selfish, naughty.
We're going naughty, I like that. And so we're gonna slide through, there's like 26 kids, so we're not gonna do all of them together, you know what I mean? We'll give a few goods.
Put 26 in the demo.
Okay, first of all, he put 26 in the demo. We finish it up, we're all done, we're good to go. Thank you. And so realistically, like a lot of this is just like a lot of React smushed together state code that like helps you create all of these animations. I think some of the most impressive stuff, which I'm not going to go like deeply through, I'll have the repo up if you want to check it out, is how do you get the animation of actually doing the slide left to right to look good as you're doing it. It's really clunky. It took a lot of me and ChatGPT arguing with each other. And then, so you've got a pretty easy create snowflake, but we had to actually inject the CSS to do the snowflake animations because it was really hard for the DOM to like recognize the virtual DOM was trying to do an infinite load of all of the snowflakes. So I called back Santa, I showed him the app. He said, dude, I do not know how I would get by without you. I thanked him, he thanked me, he sent me an invoice. I got paid more than you guys, definitely. And so thank you very much, and enjoy the app, thank you.
First of all, I think that together, Astro and Sanity actually is a really good pairing. I think Astro has a lot of tools which make that idea of fast and to the point that Sanity has kind of streamlined.
I'm Santa, I've decided. And the point of my app is that I receive a lot of letters from children, and I don't want to do manual entry in my CMS, to prepare presents and stuff like that. So I want to be using AI to basically extract the important information from letters that children have sent. So I'm going to extract first name, last name, and present for the child. And then magically a present is going to appear on the screen, and I'm going to grab it, and that's it. Okay, so that's me. And I received a letter, and it says, Dear Santa, my name is Jason Langsdorff, and I would like a pony. Thanks. So I'm doing this, and I'm going to click on take a picture. Okay, and that it's going to take a second. Ooh, okay. And now, wait, I'm not done. And now there's a pony, and if I just like, no! Oh, you didn't hear. I recorded a sample of like, ho, 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 because I'm so this is how far I went for this. Let's look at the code. There's a lot going on in there. I use Gemini from Google for the picture recognition. So it takes a picture, it extracts text. So you just, a new Google generative AI, you load the model that you want. And you can provide a schema that you would like your the data to come back as. So you don't have to say, please come back, give me that as JSON and stuff. And you can say the properties that you want your object to return to have. So first name, last name, present. And in terms of prompt, this is it. Like I didn't write much more than that. Like this is a picture of a letter to Santa. Extract the first name, last name, and present. And then you just send a message to your chat or to the AI model, and you can then parse the response. That's the Sanity code, and with the new Sanity fetch, it updates the UI automatically, and that's when you see the block with the children's details. And then I have my little game, and it's using TensorFlow.js for the hand recognition and React 3 Fiber for the 3D. Basically, you can use the pose detection model, detect movement, it's right here. You can estimate the pose, that you feed it a video feed that is hidden, but that is still displayed on the screen. And you can extract the key points that you want. In my case, the right wrist, but there's a lot of others. And I am now very tired. But yeah, that was it. So that's it. That's pretty much. I got the AI detection done actually quite quick. So then I kept adding and it's just, now I'm just totally done. So yeah.
being together with like 3 of the biggest names to, you know, grace the stage is really cool. What surprised me was having to go against Charlie Gerard and looking at my app and thinking, why? And looking at her app and thinking, wow.
We all finished our apps and they all were so different, using different technologies, and we're all able to like finish it in 4 hours. So that was awesome.
I did talk to Simeon a lot, getting his help, but lots of it was just confirming what the AI was generating for me. So I was pretty impressed by that.
Anytime I would reach for like a CMS or something, I think now I'll just do Sanity because it has the dashboard built in, especially for non-technical users to be able to edit that.
At the beginning of this, I had some concerns about whether or not they would be able to get these things done, and I couldn't have been more wrong. They were done with their first part of their plan before the halfway point, and then they had a ton of time to start adding stretch goals and adding whole new features that they hadn't thought of before they started. I'm learning more and more that I'm terrible at estimating.